Hey, I'm Jason Cipriani, ZDNet mobile contributor, and I'm going to walk you through everything that I use in my home office. So I'm going to start with my mouse. It's probably one of the most underrated devices on my desk, but it's one I absolutely love, and it is the Logitech G502. It is actually a gaming mouse. I do some PC gaming. And it has up to, I think, 11 programmable buttons that I can use to launch like my password manager. It's completely wireless, uses Logitech's Lightspeed technology, and I have the power pad that acts as a mouse pad, but it also wirelessly charges the mouse as I use it, so I don't have to worry about plugging it in once a week or every few days or whatever the case may be. Next up is Logitech's G915 TKL, and that is a fancy name for the gaming keyboard that I use as an everyday keyboard. And it actually has the loud clicky keys that I used to hate, but actually the more I've used mechanical keyboards, I really love it. And it's the sound that is just so pleasant, and it's a really weird thing. It just is reassuring, I guess. This is also wireless. It uses Logitech's same Lightspeed technology. It lasts about a week of use with the backlight on, a little bit longer if you turn that off, and it's completely programmable, just like the mouse. You can set up macros and shortcuts and all this other stuff, whether it's in everyday computing or just in gaming as well. All right, so next on the list is the kind of computer I'm using, and for the last 6 years I had used a 27-inch Apple iMac, loved it, had a 27-inch monitor hooked up to it, so I had a dual display setup going, but recently my iMac has seen better days and I'm not ready to upgrade my Apple computer until I know exactly what's going on with Apple Silicon later this year. So right now I'm using a custom-built NZXT H1 gaming PC. Now, instead of going through the list of all the components that's in that, I'll just recommend going to NZXT's build website. I think it's letsbld.com, and you can pick out a pre-built gaming PC. They start at $699 and you can build them all the way up pretty high in cost there, but you can customize it and let them go through the frustration of actually putting a PC together instead of you having to do it yourself. As far as monitors go, I'm currently using a Dell 27-inch, actually two Dell 27-inch monitors. I have an older one that I've used for the last 4 or 5 years. I bought the newer version of that. It is technically a gaming monitor, has a 144 Hz refresh rate, as well as is 2K 2160 by 1440 resolution. So 2 monitors side by side hooked up to a Windows 10 PC, and that is what I'm using every day to stare at all the words and articles that I have to write. Also on my desk is an Apple HomePod. I use that because of Apple Music, and I subscribe to that. I have a family plan, and I just love actually having the top of the HomePod within arm's reach. I could play, pause, give Siri a command, adjust volume, and the sound quality is great. I actually purchased it thinking I was going to return it after the review period, and it has been a staple on my desk since launch day because it's just so handy and convenient to use. I don't really use any of the home automation stuff or any of the advanced Siri features, but I don't really need to. I need it to listen to music, and it does that job quite nicely. Now, I also am part of a show here on ZDNet called Jason Squared. My co-host, Jason Perlow, and I record once a week. We do a video as well as a podcast. And so part of my desk setup is recording setup for that. And a lot of the products I use are from Elgato. And that includes these lights that you see behind me here, as well as a Stream Deck, which has a wireless control button so I can control my lights, adjust brightness, do all that other fancy stuff. And then I also have, the Wave 3 mic. Now this is a new mic from Elgato, and I actually switched to it from the Blue Yeti microphone, which I loved and used for years. And I like this one quite a bit as well. There's a touch sensitive mute button on top. There's a dial to adjust volume for monitoring, as well as the gain and everything else you can do with a microphone, and it connects over USB, so I don't need any fancy cables or anything like that. As far as the Stream Deck goes, I don't really use it to its full potential. I admit that. Right now I control my Nano Leaf lights, monitor CPU usage on my PC, and then control my Key Light Air, which are those 2 lights behind me that light up when I am recording a video, except for this one, because you guys need to see it instead of having better lighting. As far as video goes or camera goes, I'm actually talking into a Sony ZV-1. It is their vlogger camera. I recently upgraded to that, and they updated the software so you can use it as a webcam. And it works great. There's a lot of fancy features built into it that I actually like, such as a product showcase feature, which, like I just did a few seconds ago, when I hold up a product real close, it adjusts the focus very fast, impressively fast, so I don't have to worry about holding it there, waiting for it to refocus, and then taking it away and waiting for it to refocus again. It's been a great camera, and I really enjoy using it quite a bit. As far as my desk goes, I also recently upgraded that. I have an uplift standing desk. It has 2 motors built into it that raise and lower it, with a touchpad that has memory built into it as well, so I can have one position for while I'm sitting like I am now. I have another one for when I want to work while I'm standing, and then another one for the proper height when I record. I usually record standing up, and I can get it in that same exact spot every time. It's been a great desk. It's plenty of space for me, and yeah, no complaints about my uplift desk at all. So those are just a few of the things that I have on my desk and around the office. Actually, that's everything I have on my desk, but around my office, I have a lot of other odds and ends as well. But one thing I do need is a new pair of speakers for my PC. So if you have a recommendation, I can't really decide on which ones to go with. If you have a recommendation, I'd love to hear it in the comments. Please let me know. I'm looking for something around $100, I think. I think that's a good spot to start or finish. And yeah, leave me a comment if you have a recommendation. I hope you enjoyed a quick look at my desk and what's in my office and what I use to work every day. Once again, I'm Jason Cipriani, a ZDNet mobile contributor, and make sure to check out more of my work at zdnet.com.